for Scott Curtis. Scott Curtis!
Thank you all for coming out. You're a great looking crowd. Let's talk about me now. My name's Scott Curtis. I'm 55 years old. I started doing stand-up comedy when I was 50. That's because I'm the latest bloomer in the world. I needed the jaws of life to open up that bloom and start doing stand-up comedy. Everything. Puberty, all that. It was all late bloom. The only thing that I really did well as far as blooming early was in the area of love. I've been with my boo for 37 years now. Thank you. And I got to tell you, I'm not just with her, we're in love, and we are in love AF, folks. Always and forever. Now, I'm not bragging about this stuff. I'm amazed. I wake up every morning and I see her and I'm like, oh God, you're still here. Thank you. I would have left myself 37 years ago if I could. We do a lot of stuff together, and that's kind of what keeps us together. We joined a gym last year together. We joined Planet Fitness. Have you heard of Planet Fitness? I really liked it. It's the first gym I've belonged to, and I was really enjoying myself, and then I found out it was a gateway gym. I'm minding my own business on the elliptical, and this guy comes up and says, "You're really enjoying those endorphins, aren't you?" I'm like, yeah. Why don't you come over to my CrossFit gym, and I'll get you 10 times those endorphins. I took him up on the offer. Next week I went to the CrossFit gym and I absolutely loved it. Everybody was very helpful. They showed me how to flip the tire. They put me on a meal plan and I was just having a lot of fun. But right after that, I started stealing copper from construction sites and donating plasma just to keep the dues up. That's a drug metaphor. Being together as long as we've been, I hate to tell you this, but there's haters. People don't like seeing people together this long, and one of the things people tell us is, I don't know how you guys have stayed together so long, you have nothing in common. And I think that's a crock of baloney. I'm sorry for my language. We've got a lot of stuff in common. For one thing, like other people's kids, we don't like them. We raised our own, we're not going to babysit yours. Human trafficking, we're against it. Had you on the edge of your seats. I'm so confident about us being against human trafficking. If somebody pulls me aside tonight and says, hey, let's get into this human trafficking scheme, I don't have to say, hey, let me ask my wife, because I know it's going to be a hard no from both of us. I gotta say, the worst thing that's ever been said to me, though, is a guy I work with, he's kind of a playa. That means you get with a lot of different ladies, if I know the terminology. He said, so you still having sex with your wife of 37 years? And I'm like, yeah. And he says, wow, doesn't that get really pedestrian? And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to even answer that because I don't have a room full of about 100 people, so I'll tell all you guys. When you have sex with the same person for 37 years, you get really good at it. She knows what I like, I know what she likes. The erogenous zones, all right there, even in the dark. And you would think that we don't try new stuff. Golly, folks, we do try new stuff. But we're both over 50, we're a little broken down, so I have to whiteboard it. Honey, I'm pretty sure we're going to both enjoy this. I'm going to put that pillow behind my back for the sciatica, because I really want the lower half of my body to work. And I'm a little worried about your knee, but I think if we do this move, we'll be fine. The safe word is still stop it. We We had a little bit of conflict when we first started dating because I was kind of a bad boy. Smoked a lot of pot, and my bae asked me to stop smoking pot. And I don't want you to think she's a prude because I smoked pot, I did other drugs, felony crime, I was into all that stuff, and I just walked away from it for love. Now recently though, because pot's become a little bit more mainstream, she said, honey, if you want to start smoking pot, go right ahead. And I've been out of the game a long time. You potheads, this is a golden age for you, isn't it? But it's a problem for me because I don't like to make choices, and boy do you have choices now. You got the hybrids, you can smoke it, you can eat it, you can get patches, you can vape it, you can do all the stuff with it. And I got to tell you, I stopped eating Oreo cookies when they had more than one flavor. So I'm not going to get into it. When I stopped smoking pot, there was two varieties, mostly seeds and mostly stems. Both of them gave you a headache. There was one type of Oreo. It was called Oreo. That's the only one you need. Being the age I am, I got to tell you, a lot of you folks are younger. We don't like to be guests at an age older than we are. And just last week, I went into a Speedway gas station, and the cashier said, "Hey, you look like an older Harrison Ford." I felt pretty good about that because he's a good-looking guy, famous actor. Went out to my car and just Googled him for the heck of it, and it turns out he's 77, and I'm 55. I was mad. I went back into that Speedway gas station and I said, "Young lady, what's your point of reference?" She was like, "What?" And I said, "What's the last Harrison Ford movie you've seen?" And she said, "Call of the Wild." "Oh yeah, the one with the fake dog." Well, thank you. I'm going to have to moisturize a lot more. Thank you, folks. I'm Scott Curtis.